Times targets Trump's brain function. Hotep, this is hilarious. Sunday, New York Times published a story saying he seems confused, forgetful, incoherent, and disconnected from reality lately because he rambles, he repeats himself, and he talks about sharks and his beautiful body. Where was the New York Times when Biden did all those things?
That's a really good question. The failing New York Times. That's what Donald Trump calls them. Well, here's the thing with the New York Times. What they're good at is covering up a lot of crises. We're dealing with a crisis right now in the Carolinas, et cetera, following the hurricane. But let's look at the track record of the New York Times. New York Times is the same rag that denied communism of Fidel Castro. Is the same New York Times that Stalin applauded after he murdered, genocided millions of Ukrainians in the Holodomor. And this is the same New York Times that hid Holocaust stories in the back pages of the newspaper. There's nothing about the New York Times that can be trusted throughout all of history. And those are three just plain examples of why we can't trust them, and they're showing it now. Instead of talking about what's happening with the people who need supplies, et cetera, FEMA not having money because they spent it on illegal migrants, what are they talking about? A fake story.
Yeah. You know, Tyrus, they use this example that he talks about his own beautiful body. So they look at jokes. He's obviously self-deprecating. He's making fun of himself. And they think that a joke is sign of dementia.
Well, to be fair, Greg, didn't the New York Times get rid of their comic book funny section? So
yes.
So there's no sense of humor over there. He's doing so well that he's even to make fun. Like President Trump, trust me, if he had a washboard, we'd see it.
Yeah.
He'd have the red tie and a half-tank shirt and be like, look at these, are these not the greatest washboards you've ever seen in your life? Like, he would see it. He's making fun of it. He can make fun of himself.
Yeah.
And maybe that's the saddest part, because New York Times, to your point, is one of the biggest jokes out there. It's too bad that they don't get it. There's so many stories that need to be, it's just, we've got a major hurricane about to wipe out Florida as we know it. We've got North Carolina, Tennessee, everyone's going through hard times, and that's your front page. Yeah. Where are the journalists at?
Yeah, Kat, you know, we all know Trump's a storyteller, and he does ramble, but half of it, he's just joking around.
Yeah, and some of the stuff in there was accurate. Like they said, well, he talks at a 4th grade level, unlike so-and-so who talks at an 8th grade. And I think he probably does, but I think what they miss is that that's what people like about him.
Yeah.
People like when they listen to him talk, and like, oh, he speaks in simple terms. I like this, I like that. The funniest part of the article for me, though, was, to your point, I said to your point, ew, I've been on TV too long. Okay. He said, this is something he's done for a while, but is it associated with age? Well, some people who have known him for years say it is a departure from the past. And then guess who the source is that they quoted on that?
Anonymous?
Anthony Scaramucci.
Oh, what worse than Anonymous?
And I'm like, oh, yes, longtime Donald Trump associate. How long time? Wasn't it like a record for how short of a time he worked for him?
7 minutes.
It was really funny to me.
Yeah, those are the people they go to, Jamie. What do you make of this? Is he as disconnected from reality as you are to your marriage?
Wow. I wouldn't go that far. But for real, to try to connect someone misspeaking or even saying like the wrong name of a city when you're traveling to all these different cities, to try to connect that with cognitive decline is just really bad journalism. Like Biden, think about how many mistakes, Biden has made so many mistakes, he wears a diaper now. I'll bet Biden doesn't even remember what he drank for lunch. Like, look at some of the different things. Like, well, look at Waltz if you're talking about misspeaking. Waltz said he was friends with a school shooter. We didn't run with it and go, man, he's friends with school shooters. We said, oh, he clearly made a mistake. And when he had that slip of the tongue and 10 times said he was a different rank in the military.
Yes.
Which I looked it up. He worked at the Old Navy. Yeah. People make mistakes. Once my ex-wife yelled out my name in bed. You just got to forgive people.
All right, that's enough. Up next, the Queen of Wine sits down with swine.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.